try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less, you check as I'm chess, what's happening next, yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, that's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession, all in his possession. You got their attention, I'll leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill, no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression, You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race, life is a chase. I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds, they can stay soft. You can change lives, you create thoughts, never waste time. You got one shot, you got one life, better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5, no mean boss, just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less, you check as I'm chess, what's happening next, yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, that's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession, all in his possession. You got their attention, I'll leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill, no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression, You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be.
What up, Fin fans? Welcome to another episode of the Fin Posse podcast, the Fin Posse Morning Show. How is everybody doing today? The Fin Posse Morning Show is brought to you by Game Changers Media, and I'm your host, Big C. Good morning. Welcome to the start of the new NFL league year. This is when everything gets started. The legal tampering period will be open here shortly, and there's already a lot of moves going on, a lot of things happening, changing the landscape of the NFL. I mean, I think you're still going to have your Phillies and your Kansas Cities at the top, but man, what's this going to do to the league? All these moves that we're seeing, all these players changing homes. This is a fun time. It's definitely a fun time. It's almost like Madden in real life. You know what I mean? It's almost like a video game in real life where you're trading players away and players are joining new teams. Good morning, Michael. Good morning, Damian. Good morning, Gavin. Edward, what's up? Elwood, what's up? 15 million for Joey Bosa, just crazy. Yeah, I wouldn't touch that at all. Gavin, you like going to get Joey Bosa? I don't at all. I think that's a terrible move. I hope that San Francisco ends up signing him with his brother. I mean, I'll take a Bosa, but not Joey. I'll take Nick. I'll take Nick Bosa. Who do we get today? Listen, I'm still expecting to hear some more news about creating some more cap space. Right now, we're sitting around 25 million, I think. Did I hear John got a new deal? Did John get a new deal? I didn't really see anything about it, but I seen El Capitan say that that he got a 2-year, $10 million deal, but I didn't see nothing on it. When he's on the field, he's a stud. Plus, that line rotation would be nasty. Yeah, I mean, Gavin, if he was a $5 million guy, I would say take a risk on it. But $15 million, that'll bring us a top end offensive tackle or offensive guard. We got positions of need, and I don't think the defensive end outside linebacker is one of them. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's 15, Gavin. Look at what pass rushers are getting. Pass rushers are arguably the most sought after piece on the defensive side of the ball. They're the sexy Ferrari over on the defensive side of the ball. I wouldn't be surprised if someone gave him 15 million. For Lord's sake, look what the Rams gave. I mean, it's a different position altogether, but look what the Rams gave out to Devontae Adams. Look what the Rams gave Devontae Adams. I was flabbergasted by that. I was absolutely stunned when I seen those numbers. Let's catch up on a few things. And I went over this last night. I went live for a few minutes last night to catch people up on things. But let's go over some of the deals that have happened in the last 24 to 36 hours. Josh Allen, 6 years, $330 million, $250 guaranteed to remain with the Buffalo Bills for the next 6 years. Man, that's a lot of money. That's a big contract. That keeps Josh Allen a Buffalo Bill through the 2030 season. Typically, you don't see 6-year deals in the NFL. Typically, you don't see those. What's up, AVS? How you doing this morning? What's going on? Yeah, the 6-year deal for Josh Allen, $250 million guaranteed. They just guaranteed Josh Allen $250 million, whether he plays one game or no more games. Josh Allen's going to walk away from the Buffalo Bills with $250 million. Let that sink in. $250 million. That's absolutely insane money. These players make so much money, so much. If I was one of these former players, if I was Dan Marino sitting over there looking at the amount of money these guys make, I'd be just sick, absolutely sick. Josh Allen's been a fantastic quarterback. He's one of the top 2 or 3 quarterbacks in the whole league. One of the top 2 or 3 quarterbacks in the whole league. But I can't say that this contract doesn't make me nervous for the Buffalo Bills. If I was the Buffalo Bills, I would still be nervous about giving out this contract. You got $250 million guaranteed for a player that is reckless with his body. For a player that is absolutely reckless with his body. Josh Allen takes more of a beating at the quarterback position than most quarterbacks do. And I understand he's a big, physical, strong guy, but Josh Allen's getting older, and Father Time's undefeated. Father Time's undefeated. Josh Allen, when does these hits that he take catch up to him? Now, we all seen Josh Allen get concussed last year. The guy was knocked out unconscious. I don't care what they say. That boy was out. That boy was out on the field. They gave him some smelling salts on the sideline, which are illegal, and that was never addressed. They just say the NFL just ignores that, right? Just ignores it because it's their golden boy. It's one of their golden boys. I'd be a little nervous giving $250 million guaranteed to anybody. I mean, if you're going to give it to somebody, I guess why not Josh Allen? If I was going to give it to a player, I mean, I guess it would be Josh Allen or a Patrick Mahomes. But I would still, that's so much money. So much money. Hardcore Sports Network. What's up? What's up? I appreciate the subscription, brother. Yeah, I got a Twitter. Shoot. Let me see. Let me see what it is. It's at Swaggy C 1984. I appreciate the subscription. Did you subscribe to the Game Changers Media or the Finn Posse podcast? Hardcore Sports Network. I appreciate it regardless. But I got the Finn Posse podcast, and that's strictly Dolphins. Then I got the Game Changers Media. That's the whole NFL. Yeah, I can type it. Just 1 second, folks. Sorry about that. Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Much love. Make sure you guys hit that like, subscribe, comment, share. I appreciate you all. Listen, we're making moves. We're getting closer and closer to that 1,000. We still got a little bit of ways to go, but once we get there, we're going to be giving out big giveaways, cash money. I got autographed Marino jersey. I got an autographed Mike Tyson glove that I want to give out. Much more. We're going to do big things. Let's continue to grow. Also, when we do super chat, when I get super chats, things like that, I'm going to give back portions to the community. We're going to do giveaways all the time. This is going to be this channel is going to give away the most, because this channel wouldn't exist without people like you guys. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Grady Jarrett just got released. Defensive tackle for Atlanta, 2-time Pro Bowler. Yeah, I'd be interested in him. Listen, I'm interested in anybody that can come in and fill a hole that we need. Pause. We need to get all our holes filled. Pause. But yeah, Raphael, good morning, brother. So big contract for Josh Allen. Other news, DK Metcalf traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers for a second-round draft pick. Listen, I told you Seattle wasn't getting no first and third for DK. Listen, DK is a physically imposing wide receiver. If you were going to build a receiver, the perfect receiver, he would probably come out looking like DK Metcalf. But DK Metcalf just hasn't done it for me. What's going on, Craig? Good morning. DK just hasn't put up those number one wide receiver stats, in my opinion. You know, for someone that's 6'4" and such, built like a Greek goddess, he's not very good at contested catches, only averaging about 32% success rate. That's not very good. He's barely goes over 1,000 yards a season. He's never had over 90 catches in a season. I don't know. I mean, I think DK is a nice piece for Pittsburgh. I just don't know if he's that $30 million that they gave him in this new contract. You know, I think he's going to be a very nice piece. I just don't know if DK Metcalf's worth $30 million. I wouldn't have gave him a 5-year, $150 million deal, but hey, it's not my money. But more so of a head scratcher is Devontae Adams signs with the Rams, 2 years, $46 million, $26 million guaranteed. Did this shock any of you? Because this shocked the shit out of me. I thought Devontae Adams' days of making over $20 million were gone. I thought his days of making over $20 million were gone. A wrap. I thought it was a wrap. The Rams go out and give him a boatload of money. I just don't get it. But hey. Maybe Sean McVay sees something I don't. I don't see how he's very much better than Cooper Kupp at this stage in their careers. But whatever. Better them than us. And then every time you get frustrated with being a Miami Dolphin fan, you get frustrated with this front office, just be thankful you're not a Cleveland Brown fan. Just be thankful that you're not a Cleveland Brown fan. The Cleveland Browns did the most idiotic thing that they could possibly do yesterday. The most idiotic thing they could possibly do. They went out and extended Myles Garrett at $40 million a year for the next 4 years, keeping him in Cleveland till 2030. That is the dumbest move Cleveland could have made. Myles Garrett requested a trade. Cleveland denied. Haslam wouldn't meet with him. The owner, Haslam, would not meet with him. And then next thing you know, he's getting this huge contract extension. $40 million a year. What are you doing? What are the Cleveland Browns doing? You had the perfect opportunity to set yourselves up for the future. Good morning, Blue Jay. Good morning. You had the perfect opportunity to set yourself up for the future. Listen, the Cleveland Browns are not winning anything as long as they still have Deshaun Watson's contract on the books. They're just not. And they got that contract on the books for several more seasons. This team is not in a win now mode. They're not prepared to win now. Myles Garrett is only going to get older and older. His trade value is going to decrease. Now, this has nothing to do with the player that Myles Garrett is. Myles Garrett is a fantastic player. He's a stud. He's a game wrecker. He's one of the best defensive players in this whole league. I'm not mad at the contract. I'm mad that Cleveland gave him the contract. You were the perfect position to trade. Now, everybody wants to think that they could do someone else's job and that they could be the general manager of a team. And listen, a lot of us don't know. We think it goes deeper. Their jobs are deeper than what we know they are. It's easy to say to play fantasy GM and I'll sign this guy, I'll trade this guy, I'll do this, I'll do that. Listen, there's a lot more that goes into it than that. But I honestly believe that I could turn the Cleveland Browns into a successful franchise more so than the people running the team right now. Because obviously these people have no idea what they're doing. Obviously, they have no idea what they're doing. Instead of giving Myles Garrett a $40 million a year contract for the next 4 years, while Deshaun Watson is sitting there collecting money on an insane amount of money that's handicapping this franchise, what I personally would do is I would have traded Myles Garrett for future draft picks. I don't want no draft picks this year. Shoot, I don't even necessarily want draft picks next year. Give me your picks for 2027. I want your first round for 2027, your second round for 2027, your first round for 2028. And you can have Myles Garrett. And teams are more likely to trade out number one picks from years in advance because they don't got to worry about it now. It's not something they got to deal with in the moment. So I would have traded all that out to 2027, 2028. There's Myles Garrett. Bye. I would have traded the number 2 pick this year for 2 future number 1s 2 years down the road. Because this number 1 pick ain't gonna, you wasting him for 2 years. You're gonna waste him for 2 years. So then when I become unburdened with the Deshaun Watson contract in a few years, look, I got 5 first round, 6 first round draft picks waiting for me. I got $300 million in cap space. And then you can really rebuild this team. What up, Shake Money? Good morning, good morning, good morning. But anyway, the Browns are going to brown. That's what they do. That's what it is. Hey, it's not the Fins, so screw it. Let's try to take a look at what kind of cap space we have at this moment. Again, I still believe Chris Grier, he's got to get on the ball. He really does. But I thought we would have more money at this point. But let's see what over the cap says we have right now. So cap calculator says we got about $25 million in cap space. 25 million. But just a few small moves can do wonders for us. A few small moves can do wonders for us. Let's go over here to Austin Jackson. Let's restructure his. Submit. Let's go over here to Jordan Brooks. His whole salary can be turned into a signing bonus. This year's whole salary can be turned into a signing bonus. Boom. That's another $6 million. That takes us up to $38 million. Let's scroll down a little bit more. You can restructure Brewers. Submit. And now we're going to release a couple people. Channing Tindall. Caught. Blake Ferguson. Caught. Eazy-E. Cut. And Tanner Connor. Cut. That takes us to 47.9. Almost $48 million in cap space. And then I'm going to do something that y'all aren't going to be happy with, but I think it's inevitable. I think Chris Grier ends up pulling the trigger. And he's going to restructure Tua Tagovailoa. Ladies and gentlemen, that's $71 million in cap space. That's $71 million in cap space. That is absolutely enough to do what we need to do in free agency. And, man, we can do some big things. Panthers made Jay's highest paid defensive back 4 years, $100 million. Man, it just keeps going up. Stuff is going crazy. These salaries are going crazy for players. What you got? Top end receivers making 30 to 35 million. Corners making 20 to 25 million. Defensive ends, pass rushers, I'd say you got 25 to 30 million. Even offensive guards. Look at the guy from Kansas City that was going to be a free agent here. Slipping my mind. Trey Smith. His cap hit is $24 million this year. Guards not the only people not getting paid in the league really are running backs, and Saquon just got what do you get, 20 million? So you can't even say that no more. The league is getting crazy. These guys are getting paid, bro. These guys are getting paid. These guys are getting paid. All right, so let's dig in. Let's say we got that $70 million in cap space. What's the move? What's the move today? How are you attacking free agency today? What's the first move? How are you attacking free agency? What's the Dolphins' main position of need? What's the Dolphins' number one position of need? I'm gonna go with offensive guard. It's got to be guard. It's got to be the guard position. It ruined the whole rest of our offense. Our inability to not be able to run the ball ruined the rest of the offense. It ruined the whole rest of the offense. We were not able to pass. We weren't able to do anything. Safeties were playing too deep. We didn't get to attempt any deep balls because the safeties were just back there waiting for us. They were just waiting for us. Scotty says, lock up Banks or Fries. Scotty, let's lock them both up, baby. Let's lock them both up. Screw it. Go get them both. Scotty's our salary cap number here on the Fin Posse podcast. What would it take for us to go and get both of them? Scotty, what would it take for us to get both of them, in your opinion? You know, you could go and you could get Banks and Fries, and then you could still draft Membu because Membu is projected to be a tackle. Membu is projected to be a tackle. Bonnie says a new GM. 12 million annual for Banks with a first year cap hit of 6 million. That's nice. That's nice. 16 million annual of Fries, a first year cap hit of 10 million. That's only 16 million. We just said that we could create 71 million in cap space. That still leaves us with 55, 54, 53. That still leaves us with 53 million. Yeah, Elwa, we can only put pen to paper with players that have already been released, but these deals are done today. Those deals are done today. So if you bring in Fries and Banks, that offensive line is looking a million times better. If let's say we were to get Fries and Banks, do you still go Membu first round pick? And please don't let's not get into the disagreement about tight end. Let's not get into that. The only real discussion here is for the first round pick, we're going Membu offensive line. We're going defensive tackle or probably safe or defensive back, safety, corner. I mean, we best player available, but it's got to still be a position of need. Still got to be a position of need. Listen, I think this draft, I think that we can get a top guard. Shake says, I want Nick. I think we can get a top guard. Let's say we take let's say we take Membu at 13. Let's say we take Membu at 13. Even let's say we get keep up with me. We sign Fries and Banks. We sign Fries and Banks, or whatever combination you like. Macari Banks, Macari Fries. It doesn't matter. Either way, we bring in two good offensive guards in free agency. We come in at 13. Now we either stay put at 13 and take Membu, we take Kenneth Grant, whatever defensive tackles there. I don't think we go safety at 13. And then what I think Chris Grier needs to do is I think he needs to trade back up into the first round. I think Chris Grier needs to trade back up into the first round and grab one of those safeties at the between 22 and 30. I think he needs to come back up in that first round and grab one of those safeties. That way we walk away with 2 first-round draft picks. We have 2 players that we can have fifth-year options on. I would like to see us move back up into the first round and grab one of those safeties to go along with either the offensive tackle or the defensive tackle that we draft at 13. I think Grier will sign 2 offensive guards in free agency, but I'm not sure the second one will be considered a starter. Yeah, I mean, I can see that, especially if they plan on going guard at the top of the draft in the first round. I could see that too. He would give too much away, though. I'd have to say no. Listen, to get up and get one of those, we're in a win now. Before this team is in a position that we're on the cusp of tearing it all down. So whether we use our first round draft pick next year to move back up into the first round this year, we're still getting a first round player. We're just getting them a year early. We're just using our first round draft pick next year for this year. At a position of need for a team that is on the cusp, if their quarterback can stay healthy and they can make the right moves, to being a legit contender for at least the division and possibly much more. And if we tear it all down, screw next year anyway. You know what I mean? The only thing that could it could be bad, but it'd give up the opportunity to go and get Archie Manning next year if shit really hits the fan. We need all 10 to be real football players, no junk. Yeah, I think that's asking a little much, Michael. Dolphins drafted at A. Are you doing another show later today? Yeah, I probably am. I'm trying to wait to see what Grier's doing. If Grier's not going to create no more cap space, I don't know what the hell's going on. I really thought for sure he would have made a couple more moves. Like, what are you waiting on? If you want to go and get one of the big name guys, these big name guards, one of the best guards in the league. There's other teams out there looking for top end guards too. There's competition. We got to be proactive. We got to go out there and get the guy that we want. We can't sit there and sit on our hands. You think Archie's going to stay 2 years? I don't know, Raphael. I don't know. I think Arch Manning going to prove you wrong, brother. That guy is a super athlete too. Yeah, he has no reason to run to the NFL. Did he wants to play all 4 years of college? That's what's up. That gives us time then. Yeah, I mean, I agree with all those assessments of Chris Greer. Absolutely. 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 I could listen, Chris Greer could end up messing this all up. I was very positive just because I feel like his job's on the line, that this is going to be the best team that he's put in front of Tua Tagovailoa. I thought this was going to be the best overall team that we've had in years, in the Mike McDaniel years. But, you know, Chris Greer could screw it up. He could absolutely screw it up. And we do nothing of the sorts. And I'll be highly disappointed. Scotty, what is your thoughts on Ben Cleveland as backup? I still think Mac Jones is the best backup quarterback for this team. He's just got the most similar play style to Tua. He's the closest thing to Tua that could be available. And Mike McDaniel hasn't shown that he can change the offense up to fit other players' skill sets. He just keeps throwing the Tua's plays out there and expecting another quarterback that doesn't have the same skill set as Tua to run the offense, and it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. I mean, Mike McDaniel hasn't shown me the ability to adjust. That's one of his weak points, in my opinion. He just doesn't adjust. He doesn't make the adjustments to other coaches' game plans. He just keeps going with his game plan. No matter if it's succeeding or not, he just keeps pushing it. $15 million to Joey Bosa will be a classic Chris Greer GM dumb move. Yeah, and what's sad is he thinks that the fan base would be happy about that. And maybe some of the fan base would be, but I would be disgusted. I'd be absolutely disgusted by it. Keep thinking Arch Manning will come out after this year. You don't know the Manning family. Dolphins drafted O-lineman for Tua in 2020. Austin Jackson at left tackle. Solomon Kinley, right guard, and Robert Hunt, right tackle. Our GM don't know how to scout. Roller coaster picks like team. Some good, some bad. Yeah, Austin Jackson, I felt like was not the right pick. He was coming off some surgery. And he wasn't that impressive at USC in the first place. Robert Hunt ended up becoming a good right guard. I don't know if I think Robert Hunt is a $20 million a year guard, but I think Bosa is an absolute. I can't even believe that his name is being linked to us. It makes me sick that his name's even being linked to us. I agree. Maybe Jimmy G, then Mac, then add Riley Leonard. Yeah, I heard that Mike McDaniel and Jimmy G don't have the best relationship. Michael says Chris Greer will F it up. I was kind of upset when Ernest Jones signed with the Seahawks. He was my third linebacker target behind Greenlaw and Dotson. I think Dotson resigns. I would really like to have Greenlaw, though. He's still only 27. He looked pretty good coming back from his injury last year. It was a small sample size, but I would really like to see Greenlaw come over. Yeah, Scotty, I understand he was a Pro Bowl guard, but I just don't know if $20 million is a lot of freaking money. I feel like $20 million, you need to be the best guard. You need to be the absolute best guard for $20 million. I think he's a good guard. Yeah, I think he's a good player. I like Robert Hunt. I just don't see $20 million for Robert Hunt. Greenlaw played 2 games coming off his Achilles and hurt his calf in that game. Now Robert Spallone is my number 3 linebacker to target in free agency. You think he's a top 5 guard? I don't know, bro. I don't know if he's a top 5 guard, Scotty. I don't know if he's top 5. Yeah, I just didn't see bringing. I couldn't see us giving him $20 million. That's all. We messed up on the Christian Wilkins things. We should have gave him his contract a year early. It wouldn't have cost us so much. We could have still had Christian Wilkins on the team. I was more upset about Christian Wilkins, even though I think the offensive line is the more important position. I think your offensive line is more important than your defensive line, but defensive line is still super important, and we need to address both. How much is Jonathan Allen projected to get? Say Jarrett was released from Atlanta. San Francisco released their defensive tackle. Broncos, Falcons, Texans are interested in Greenlaw. AVG as well, no offer even made. Yeah, because they went out and got what's his face that retired on us, which was a huge mistake. And then they released him so he could go sign with somebody else. I wouldn't have done that. Screw him. Jonathan Allen is the only over 30 free agent I'm considering, but it's still not definite for me. Bonnie says, I wouldn't mind getting Jonathan Allen. Roquan Davis comes back. I mean, he's a good rotational piece. I wouldn't bring him in to be a starter. I wouldn't bring Davis in to be a starter. I definitely want to bring him in as a starter. I don't like Titans offensive or outside linebacker Landry going to New England. Well, New England's got a lot of money. I mean, they're going to eventually get some people. You know what I mean? My focus this free agency is youth. I'm really looking to get younger. We can't make a full 17 games with the age we had last year. Yeah, Scotty, that's why I like Will Fries a lot at the guard position because the guy's still super young. He's still super young and can be here for a long time. Yeah, I agree. I mean, obviously, you're going to have to bring in some veterans on cheap contracts. Khalil Mack's re-signing with the Chargers on a 1-year, $18 million contract. Patriots trade defensive tackle Godshaw to Saints. Evan Ingram's visiting with the Broncos. Ben Roethlisberger jokes about coming out of retirement. Carlton Davis, cornerback for the Lions, says, "This time I'm not taking less." It's definitely going to be interesting. Any word on Calais Campbell? Not yet. He's going to wait. He's going to wait. He's biding his time. He's not gonna let anybody know what he's doing for a while. Yeah, Daniels is pretty young too. It's just he's coming off that injury. Well, I mean, I seen Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers have interest in with each other, but it's not like it's a sure thing. Rodgers going to the Steelers. It's okay to have a few older players, just not a whole team full of them. Yeah, I mean, you want your team to be mostly youngers, but you gotta sprinkle in some vets. You gotta sprinkle in them vets. Like, I'd like to see us bring in Keenan Allen at the slot as a third receiver. I think he'd be super dope for us if the price was right. I mean, I wouldn't go give him crazy amount of money, but I think Keenan Allen would be great for us. Yeah, Will Hernandez. Yeah, I've heard a lot about that too. But he'd be the secondaries guard. He'd be the cheaper guard, right? Well, I think you bring Isaiah Wynn super cheap. Like, you bring Isaiah Wynn super cheap. Yeah, I mean, Keenan Allen probably is going to be out of price range. You're probably right about that, Raphael. I think we could bring back Wynn. I think you could sign Hernandez and Will Fries, and that'd be a good day. Or Banks, Hernandez, and Isaiah Wynn. I'd be happy with that. But we'd still need to address it in the draft, of course. You still got to address it in the draft. Lamb said he's not retiring. I'm done with Wynn. Dude will be 30 turning season. Has never been healthy. Get younger. Yeah, Scotty, but he's just such a cheap backup, and he can play multiple positions on the offensive line. I mean, you're talking $2-3 million cheap. Isaiah Wynn, he played good football for us when on the field. And you're right, he is always healthy, but you're not looking for him to come back and start. You're not looking for Wynn to come back and start. I think Isaiah Wynn is a no-brainer to bring back just as a rotational piece. Yeah, I disagree on that, Scotty. I disagree on the Wynn. You can still have a young guy, a couple young guys. I mean, Patrick Paul's young. Austin Jackson's not super old. Brewer's not super old. And if you bring in Fries or Banks, they're young. I mean, the whole offensive line can't be super young. And you're not going to find a player as good at, I mean, I just don't think you're going to find as good a player as Wynn is for as cheap as Wynn is. It's hard to tell with Keon Smith. The Dolphins are high on Keon Smith. Teams have tried to trade for Keon Smith. He was injured all last year. I mean, I guess we'll see, right? I don't have too much confidence in the Dolphins' ability to see talent along the offensive line. So, I mean, I don't know. Keon's going to be our swing tackle. I've been saying it for that forever. Yeah, I mean, the team obviously likes him, and other teams like him. So, I mean, we'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully, he comes back from that injury and, you know, he looks good and plays good. But yeah, I need to see us go out and get one of the top guards today. Today. Not tomorrow, not Wednesday. Today. Because if he waits too long, he's gonna miss out. Good is more of he's a big special teams guy. Yeah, I don't overly care about Lamb. I don't really care about Lamb. The year before last, he was phenomenal for us. Last year, I would, you know, I'm all right with losing Lamb. But yeah, Chris Greer's got to go out and get that guard today. He's got to go get one of those guards today, the top guard today. Don't wait on it. I would take a swing at Jedrick Willis, swing tackle. What time does the legal tampering period open? Is it 4? Khalil Mack signed for $18 million. Is that, man, $18 million for at 12 at noon? Another guard off the board. Oh, Chris Greer, please, 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 please do the right things. Do the right things. So let's say that Miami gets two solid guards, Will Fries, Will Hernandez. Maybe we bring in Jonathan Allen. Do you trade back at the 13th pick, or you stay put and you go get a safety, or do you still draft guard, or do you still draft defensive tackle? Fry's gonna get fucking $20 million now. Yeah, man. Yeah, these salaries are getting out of control, bro. You know, we're probably going to get stuck with Daniels because he's going to be the most affordable of the younger, talented guys because he's coming off that serious knee injury. But well, that's not too bad. 3-year, $22 million. It's less than 8 a year. That's less than 80 a year. That's not too bad. It sure is, Scotty. Offensive, that's why I said, we can't wait on the guard position. You can wait on a lot of positions. You can wait on a lot of positions. You can go find a pass rusher later. You can go find a safety later. Guards, there's not that many good ones. There's not that many top end guards, and teams don't let them go. They don't typically let them go. They hold on to their offensive linemen because without a good offensive line, your offense ain't shit. Your offense, it affects so many different areas of the offense. It affects how long you can hold on to the ball. It affects how many reads you can go through. It affects throwing the ball deep. It affects the running game. It just affects so many things. I think the second round run on guards in the draft goes before our pick of 48. Yeah, Scotty, that's why I'm a fan of trading back up. I'm not mad at taking Membu at 13, but you trade back up and try to get one of those safeties or one of the top defensive tackles even. But I know people like Nick Emery a lot, and I'm not mad if you trade up to get him. See, I think a bunch of the offensive guards are going to come off between picks 20 and 27, 28. I think they start coming off the board right around 21, 20, 21. There's a lot of good ones. Gray Zabel, he's a beast. Like there's a bunch of them. But not enough till we get the pick 48. Not enough till we get to pick 48. There's not that many. That's why I'd rather go get our guy. I'd rather go get our guy that can be a stud for the next 12 to 15 years on our offensive line and protect our quarterback, whether it's Tua or the next quarterback or the next quarterback. I'd rather just go and get Membo and be done with it. Yeah, they're both going. They're both going before they get to 48. They'll both be gone by pick 48 for sure. I don't know by 40, but definitely by 48. My hot take is Mambu goes top 10 now. Yeah, I think it depends on if they let Will Campbell's measurables really affect their opinion on him. If Will Campbell falls to the Dolphins at 13, I'm ecstatic too. Like this guy was considered a top 5, 6, 7 pick. You want to be happy with Will Campbell at 13? I mean, you might like Membu more, but listen, I'm not mad at Will Campbell at 13. He don't got great measurables to play tackle, but he's got perfectly fine measurables to play guard and be an all-pro guard. Yeah, I would take him at 48 if he makes it, but linebacker Campbell is going to fall. T-Rex arms didn't stop number 74 in the second round with short arms. I've seen Membu go as high as 2. Wow. That'd be something. I wouldn't be surprised. Cleveland Browns will do anything. The Cleveland Browns will do anything. I wouldn't be shocked with the Cleveland Browns doing any of that. If Greer doesn't sign a starting cornerback in free agency and quarterback Will Johnson at 13, Edward, I mean, I think that is a Chris Greer pick for sure. That's a Chris Greer pick for sure. Let's not forget that our owner, Stephen Ross, is a Michigan guy. Raphael says, I'm an Arizona Wildcat fan. I met Teddy when he played there. He went to New England, and that killed me. Ask Scotty. I agree. I never put it past Greer to take cornerback at any time in any round. I think we signed Ward. I wouldn't be mad at the Ward signing. I won't be mad at the Ward signing. All right, folks, I got a few things to do. I'll be back at some point. Hopefully Chris Greer gets on the phone and starts making some moves. Just keep an eye out for me. I'm not exactly sure what time I'll be back, but as soon as some Dolphins news hits or something happens, I will definitely be back within a few minutes. So make sure you hit that like button. I appreciate y'all coming through. Listen, the Miami Dolphins, we're all in agreement they better make some moves today. Chris Greer, do not sit on your hands. Go out there and get our players. Make this team competitive this year. Give us something to cheer for. Oh, man. So much is riding on today. There's so much riding on today. So much is riding on today. Will you drop the link? What are you talking about? What link? I appreciate it, Edward. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of y'all. But I'll be back shortly. Come on, Chris Greer. Make some moves. Link for Pornhub. I got you. I like midgets, though. All right. Until then, fins up. Let's go.
Try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less, you check as I'm chess, what's happening next, yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine. From pain that's a blessing, new focus, no guessing. Just bold an obsession, all in his possession. You got their attention, I'll leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression, You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they see me. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place. I wanna be first, work till it hurts. Dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft. You can change lives, you create thoughts. Never waste time. You got one shot, you got one life. Better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5, no mean boss. Just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way.